Hello to all my friends and family, and welcome to Jim's 5 a.m. Club. It's sunset here at Fly Point up at Milson Bay. It's the end of another beautiful day, and this is my seventh, believe it or not, seventh vlog for the day, my seventh episode of Jim's 5 a.m. Club. So I've been punching out and cranking out the volume so that I can get as far as I can and as close as I can to my my goal of delivering 1,000 vlogs by my 61st birthday. I've been on this journey and on this project since the 15th of May, and I think we're in lockdown during that period. And I've thought to myself, what can I do that is productive, where I can learn something new, I can pass it on and create a purpose and some interest in my life. And this whole journey of Jim's 5 a.m. Club emerged from that time of lockdown, and I've got to tell you, I've enjoyed every single minute of this journey. And I can't wait to get up in the morning, and I can't wait to stay up late at night to make some notes and to progress and to see where it will lead me. Today's book summary that I'm going to do is called, or entitled, should I say, Outer Order, Inner Calm by Gretchen Rubin. And it's a book about dealing with stresses in our lives, with distractions and mess, and it's something that can be very, very useful for all of us, regardless of our age, because the author makes a very valid and a very powerful point about our humanity, where she says that when I clean up that mess, I'm always surprised by the disproportionate energy and the cheer that I gain. Plus, on a funny point, I can always find my keys. So it's all about creating order in our lives and understanding the massive benefits, the massive health benefits, physically, mentally, socially, spiritually, you name it. There's a whole stack of benefits that come from the ability to clean up, to tidy up, and to have an order in our lives, especially in these days where disorder, distraction, and mess is the name of the game. So the author goes on to say that orderly spaces can foster your inner peace. Having an ordered space, an ordered office area, an ordered work area, an ordered bedroom, an ordered house, order in your public transport, how you get to work, how you get back home in a day. All of these things contribute to your mental health. And all of these things are things that you can use to have a better quality life. Because ordered spaces can bring you inner peace, and they can also do a lot for not only your peace and harmony and benefit, but also to those around you, your family, your friends, your work peers. So, in a way, that is why I absolutely hate graffiti, because what graffiti does is it brings tremendous disorder to a peaceful, beautiful environment. But sadly, a lot of people have been desensitized and now see graffiti as being the norm, and may feel uncomfortable if they come into a place which is clean and ordered, and they may think of it being too ordered for their well-being. But I'm happy to see that Greece, Athens in particular, is going through a process of cleaning up its city and getting rid of all that messy graffiti that has brought so much disorder, so much distraction, and so much filth to a city that is absolutely world class, a city that has got soul, a city that is beautiful, and yet you look around sometimes and you just can't get over all of the filth that you see in terms of the graffiti and the mess everywhere you look. So what more can we say about order? The author talks about here that order builds self-confidence. If you're ordered in your world, and I'm not saying being ordered in everything you do, but I'm saying having certain aspects of your life that are controlled and ordered, that brings self-confidence, because the opposite is also true, that disorder brings with it stress, anxiety, and pain and suffering. Especially if you've got OCD, especially if you're the sort of person who wants order in your life. There are some people who just can't deal with disorder whatsoever. So they're the sorts of people who are even more needy of order. So tidiness is critical for happiness, is one point that the author makes in this book. And mess creeps into our life. You know, our life isn't overrun by mess all at once. It creeps in one item of clothing at a time, one piece of litter at a time, one expression of graffiti at a time, and before you know it, the compounding effect is enormous and overwhelming. So what are the key points to come out of this book? I finally got to the first key point. So the first key point is tidying up will earn you serenity. Tidying up. Remember what I was saying before, that when the sun disappears, the sky will orange up and you'll get this orange tinge? This is what's happening behind me right now. How magnificent is it? So tidying up will earn you serenity, focus and motivation, which means a better present and a better future. So how awesome is that as a gift from just following some basic guidelines in terms of having a tidiness in your life, which makes things so much better. So by tidying up, the other thing that happens is we get to release the past and make room for our future. Our minds feed off our senses. It's an important point, this one here. So because our minds feed off our senses, pleasing our senses with order is the fastest way to raise our spirit. I don't know about you, but I know that whenever I wash the car, tidy up the backyard, tidy up my room, have a shave, iron a shirt or organise something in my life, the fact that I've tidied up makes a massive difference, and it raises my spirit and it builds momentum. The second point to come out of this book, the second formal point, is we need to adopt the right mindset to understand what you really need. And love and use and free yourself up from the rest. One of the biggest problems is that we can never sit down and figure out what we need. So we tend to hoard, and we can tend to keep stuff just hanging around our house, hanging around our room, thinking that we're going to use it at some point in the future. but that in itself causes stress and suffering. So the author invites us to spend just 20 minutes a day tidying up. Just pick a different item, a different place, a different part of the house, a different room, and just do a quick tidy up, and you'll have a massive impact on your life. And when you're going through and doing a tidy up session, you just need to ask yourself, do I love this item? Do I use it? Do I need it right now in my life? And if you don't, just dump it, get rid of it, is the key lesson. Because this is another valuable point that we need to think about and consider, that there are some things in our lives, some items of clothing, some possessions, some things that are in our house, in our environment, in our world, that radiate and create stress. They radiate guilt. They radiate frustration. So what we need to do is we need to take these items and basically deal with them. And the way you deal with them is by getting rid of them. So anything that you have in your life which creates guilt, frustration, pain, and disappointment, then you've got to consider severing those things from your world, and it's all a part of tidying up. Okay? Do a service, just like you do a service on your car. Do a service on your environment, on your room, on your environment. So the last point to come out of this book is on self-knowledge and some tricks that can help you fight and prevent stress. So one of the questions that the author invites us to ask ourselves is to ask yourself, am I making myself feel better by letting the clutter take over my space? And that in itself, the answer there will help you deal and come up with a solution. So don't let items stand for days in a particular part of your house. The trick is to move it, and to move it quickly, because once you leave something on the bedroom floor, at the corner of the lounge room, or wherever you leave it in the house, what tends to happen is with time it becomes a permanent feature. So you need to be able to take it, move it, get rid of it. And the author says that when you move something, the best thing to do is to try and move it closer to where its final resting place needs to be. So if it needs to be in the garage, then take it to the garage. If it needs to be in the kitchen, take it to the kitchen. But don't just leave it sitting around, because you'll get used to it. You'll build a scotoma and you won't see it cluttering up your environment and your space, and it'll take you ages, a lot longer, to deal with it. So the last point to come out of this book is that we need to do something every day. We need to do something every day to declutter our lives, to declutter our relationships, to declutter our spirit, to declutter our work environment. Everything, every part of our life that impacts us needs to be managed and decluttered where possible. So I think I'll leave it there. So thank you very much for sharing this magical, fiery red sunset with me up here at Fly Point. And we went through a book entitled Outer Order, Inner Calm by Gretchen Rubin. So let's finish off with a positive affirmation. I'm alive, I am well, and I feel absolutely great. To my friends and family, stay connected, stay relevant, stay reasonable. And most importantly, let's look at ways of decluttering our lives and bringing the calm that we deserve, because we are often overwhelmed with things that just pile up one after the other, and it's all happening in our subconscious. Our subconscious gets overwhelmed because it sees all these things sitting around. It knows that these things shouldn't be there. So we all have a level of OCD which operates at the conscious level, but it also operates at the subconscious level. So it troubles us. So that's why when you clean up, when you declutter, when you do something positive, it makes you feel better, and it lifts you immediately, because it relieves you of your conscious and your subconscious burdens. So thank you very much for joining me on this episode of Jim's 5am Club, and I look forward to coming again from a different location with a different message, a message of empowerment, where we can go on a journey, learn something new to help us get through the morning, get through the afternoon, get through the day, get through our lives, where we can incorporate OPE, other people's experience, where we can share experiences and be the wind beneath our wings, where we can learn things, we can incorporate things, we can actualize the things that we dream of, and to basically live, learn and pass it on, and enjoy our days, and enjoy the rest of today, for example. Anyway, I think I'll leave it there because I've been blabbing on for quite a while. But thank you very much for joining me, and I just can't get over the fieriness of this beautiful sunset. What a wonderful, wonderful end to a day. And take care, and we'll chat again. Bye for now. Good luck, yeah.